Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at Nineveh, really the pulsating heart of the Neo-Assyrian Empire, an ancient superpower. And we want to understand how something so seemingly mighty could just collapse. I mean, picture King Sennacherib. This is early 7th century BCE, right? He wants the ultimate capital, his palace without rival. The defenses alone were staggering. Walls, like 40 bricks thick, maybe 20, 25 meters high.
Absolutely enormous. And the engineering, that 50-kilometer canal system, the Geron aqueduct, it was massive. 2 million stones, they estimate.
Some people even think that might be the real Hanging Gardens story, not Babylon.
It's a fascinating theory. And by 700 BCE, it was huge. The world's largest city. 7 square kilometers, 15 gates. Just vast.
And then under Ashurbanipal, the last great king.
Right. He kind of doubled down, not just military power, but intellectual clout, too. That incredible library.
Oh, yeah, the clay tablets. Tens of thousands.
Over 20,000 found. An unbelievable resource for us today. But even with all that surface strength, there were, well, vulnerabilities lurking, little cracks appearing.
Okay, let's unpack that. So even at its peak, things were starting to fray. What were those first signs?
Well, it wasn't just one thing, it was more like a slow pileup.
Yeah.
After Ashurbanipal died, things went downhill fast.
How so?
Brutal succession fights. His sons, grandsons, Ashur-ilani, Sinshar-ishkun, just constant civil war, draining money and manpower.
Okay, internal fighting. What else?
And then there was the Babylonian problem.
Yeah.
It had always simmered, but now it boiled over. A guy named Nabopolassar saw his chance.
The Neo-Babylonians.
Exactly. He revolted, took control, and boom, 626 BCE, you've got the Neo-Babylonian Empire right on Assyria's doorstep.
You mentioned Assyrian rule was harsh. Torture, executions, moving whole populations. Did that come back to bite them?
Oh, massively. That weight of oppression, as you put it, it wasn't sustainable. It bred this deep, deep hatred.
Like sowing the seeds of your own destruction.
Precisely. You see it in their art. Those chilling depictions of enemy heads hanging in trees. The forced resettlements just filled the empire with people desperate for revenge. Babylonians, Medes, they were waiting.
A ticking time bomb, but wasn't there something else? Environmental factors.
Yeah, that's a really crucial piece. Recent studies suggest a massive megadrought hit the region. Mid-7th century BCE. Lasted for decades.
A mega drought while they're fighting civil wars.
Exactly. It crippled their agriculture, which was mostly rain-fed. And remember, all those people they forcibly resettled.
Right, a population boom.
So you have more mouths to feed just as the harvest failed catastrophically. Economic devastation. It was, yeah, a perfect storm.
Okay, so internal chaos, external enemies forming, and the climate turning against them. It sounds like the empire was stretched thin.
Totally. Imperial overstretch is the term. Constantly fighting on multiple fronts. Egypt, the Zagros Mountains, Babylon. The army was exhausted, depleted.
And the homeland, Nineveh itself, was it ready for a fight?
Ironically, no. It had been safe for so long, deep inside the empire, that they didn't really have a solid defense plan for the core.
Wow, so all these weaknesses, they created an opening.
A huge one. And Nabopolassar of Babylon and Cyaxares, the king of the Medes, they saw it. They formed this unprecedented alliance.
Unprecedented how?
Fueled purely by vengeance, really. And
Right.
They weren't alone. Chaldeans, Scythians, Sumerians, they all piled in. A coalition hungry for payback.
So the storm gathers. What was the first big crack in the dam?
The fall of Assur, the old religious capital.
Not Nineveh yet.
No, Assur fell first in 614 BCE to the Medes. It was hugely symbolic. It cemented the alliance between the Medes and Babylonians, and, well, it told the world Assyria was vulnerable.
Okay, the writing's on the wall, and then the final act, Nineveh itself.
May 6112 BCE, the coalition arrives. And despite those incredible defenses we talked about, the huge walls, the deep moat, supposedly years of supplies,
It wasn't enough.
the siege lasted 3 months. Relentless pressure. How they finally got in? Well, maybe overwhelming force. Maybe the Tigris River flooded and undermined the walls, like some traditions say.
The combination, perhaps.
Likely. But the end was brutal. August 612 BCE. Sacking, burning palaces, temples, pure destruction.
Is there physical evidence of that?
Oh, yes. Archaeologists found unburied skeletons, dozens of them, piled up at the Halsey Gate. A grim snapshot of the final assault. King Sinshar-ishkun, probably killed in the fighting.
So Nineveh falls. What did that really mean? The end of everything.
Pretty much the end of the Neo-Assyrian Empire as a major power. It cleared the stage for the Neo-Babylonians, think Nebuchadnezzar and the Medes. They cemented their rise later at the Battle of Carchemish.
But did anything of Assyria survive? Any legacy?
Absolutely. Its influence was actually huge. Their administrative systems, like the royal road idea, their law codes, military tactics, later empires like the Persians borrowed heavily from them.
Interesting. Anything else?
And ironically, their policy of forced resettlement, it unintentionally spread the Aramaic language everywhere, making it the lingua franca of the region for centuries.
So, the big takeaway from the ruins of Nineveh, it's a lesson about how even the absolute strongest can fall, isn't it?
It really is. It shows empires aren't immortal. Their collapse is rarely simple.
Right.
It's usually this complex mix,
Yeah.
internal decay, external enemies, environmental pressures all hitting at once. And maybe the most chilling lesson,
Mhm.
the very brutality used to build the empire ended up being the seed of its own violent end.